I want to make a couple of announcements. If you have cell phones or pagers, I would ask please put them on vibrate and or turn them off so that they don't disturb the person who is reading. You're okay?
No, I am.
Okay.
Oh, you put it on vibrate?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Again.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, we're gonna have a fun time tonight.
We are, yes. Where was I? Oh, yes, okay.
You were here.
This is a complete freedom of speech venue, which means intense language can and usually is heard. If you're concerned and you have kids, I would ask, please escort them over to the kids section. However, if you're okay with it, so are we. If that's it. It is family oriented though. Oh, sorry.
I have dysfunctional family.
Well, dysfunctional.
That counts.
It does, yes. It's still a family, just a different type.
Yeah, all right.
All right, let's go ahead and get started.
It's only about 8 o'clock.
First up, signed up at number 6.
No.
This poem is for them. Eyes of tomorrow, for my children. They are my immortality, life without end. Within their eyes, my life and love grow, and passion rages. Pages upon pages of verse and dedications hold no meaning to futures within their glance. Lives they will touch. I am merely their father, a paltry example at best. Yet for them, I'll wrest the world off its moorings and serve it up, if that is their wish. This and more is what I do and do again and again. Being a poet is nothing, nothing absolute without the shine in the eyes of my children, gazing to hopeful possibilities, better tomorrows. So, Anthony Zachary, what part of the world shall I serve up today? Thank you. Buddha with fruit. It's okay, the neighbors won't hear if we do it on the front lawn. In a hurricane's midst, before the tidal wave screams, it's okay. The spirits enjoy a good show and take bets on performance and stamina. Every time we do it, new worlds explode and coalesce. Dimensions rip from their moorings. Prophets provide fruit. Buddha throws to obscure the sight of us. Spoon, grunt, and reach over, under, between limbs and torsos. It's okay, the neighbors won't mind if we enjoy a wet, salty, help me, I can't walk. Okay, man with the funny hat. Please give a hand for Don Mathis.
He's got a cup on his head.
That's got a head on my head.
Oh, you got
Writer's block or builder's block? I cannot write central prose. Call it a writer's block. It's not in me, I suppose. It must be a mental lock. I think it was that kick in the chest a year or two ago, but I'll try to give it my best and see if the words will flow. When you don't have a heart to put in your work, it seems like you're missing a part. Must be some kind of quirk. A good teacher may teach by asking a good question to make the student reach beyond his imagination. Which would you rather do, was a question put to me. Have someone love you and you not she? Or you love someone and receive no love in return? I had to take a stand and think for a minute some. Before I got this Band-Aid for this gaping hole by my lungs, I'd rather have a maid that loved me like the sun. But one thing that is great about suffering, grief, and pain is that you can learn from your mistake, and no one can take that name. So after a thoughtful minute, I cleared my voice and spoke, what's life without love in it? It's nothing but a joke. And as I spoke that phrase of thought and soul and feeling, what happened? I was amazed. My love wound started healing. Right. Verses about curses. I work customer service. How may I help you? I try to please them. But when they begin to curse, I give them a warning, then I release them. I'll listen to them lie, insult, and accuse, but I consider swearing a form of verbal abuse. Like a child, you want to show your excrement and pass around like some words of wit. I know what it looks like. I know it smells. Go tell your sister, the one who cooks socks in jail. What happened to cunning, the free use of imagination? Your words are stunning, your communication. You want to do what to your God? Please, refrain from the profane. Like I tell my filthy neighbor, here's a bag, curb your dog. You rant and you rave about the oppression of censorship. Don't you know vulgarity is a linguistic crutch of the inarticulate? You say you're angry at God? I can see you're mad, but you're in good company. I can tell you that. Jesus felt abandoned and told his Father as such. The poet King David's actions were much worse. Moses was so full of rage at the Israelite race that he broke all 10 commandments at once at Mount Sinai's base. I imagine at your home the toilet is in the den or in the kitchen, but you're not at your home. There's a cure for your itching. It's called self-control. It may reduce your bowel, make you less vile, and your mouth less foul. A parent may care for a soiled, screaming infant, but that baby is cute. He controls their interests. You are nobody's baby, though you act infantile, not a gentleman or a lady, and you got no style. I know you are creative with words, so find another. Don't curse around me. Go talk like that to your mother. All right, another true one. Cupid versus the Grim Reaper. You can imagine that. Mom and her parents, back before I was around, needed a place to stay when they came into town. They found a room to rent above the funeral home, a Roger Miller special. No pets, please. No phone. My future dad, home from the war, was staying with his brother, Uncle George, the mortician, embalmer, and county coroner. Dan met Bernadine in the hallway in the step. Romance in a mortuary? The story gets stranger yet. Cupid's arrows will defeat the Grim Reaper Sith. Death's no match for love, that's no idle myth. Dan and Dean made a date for the Friday evening show. They both got goosied up. It was almost time to go. Then Uncle George got a call. A corpse had just come in. Daniel couldn't leave. Uncle George needed all his men. Future Dad explained his best. The movie will have to wait. But future Mom said, oh well, let's not break our date. So they got back in their work clothes and rolled up their sleeves and spent the first date together, dressing up a body. They say that love is blind, but I didn't know its smell had died. For in this case, love overpowered the odor of formaldehyde.
Welcome everybody to the second session of the Sun Poet Society Open Mic Poetry Reading. A little something we put together for those who enjoy some spoken word. I'm your host, Rod Stryker. I appreciate everybody for being here. Street letters. My poems flutter across freeways and back streets, fly this way and that, inspire motorists and pedestrians alike, leaflets of a lost soul looking for a home. Many call the number, conveniently inscribed on each poem, but all they hear on the other end is a mournful howl, a desperate scream for love, art, life, the child in all of us. Pick up a rumpled, dirty page lying on the side of the road. Remember the message, if not the poet. It may just be you, a child screaming alone in the dark.